Dipna, Kalana, are you there?
Good evening, sir.
Okay,
Yes, good evening.
right. What about today's rain in Lamai? Raining there? Bandaravel, Kalana?
No, sir. In the evening it rained, now it has stopped.
What about Anuradhapura? Only raining?
No, sir. No, it's not raining.
Right. Okay, Lamai. Today my purpose is to cover up the last part of the equilibrium lesson, change in equilibrium, market equilibrium. Okay. I think I completed change in demand and supply, only one pause, while other one remain constant. Am I correct, Lamai? I think we need to discuss change in both demand and supply at same time. Change in both demand and supply poses simultaneously at same time. Am I correct, Lamai? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Lamai, look at your page number. Page number 24 in new tutor, updated one, right? I have sent, I think I have sent a new one or updated one, including some changes. Okay, the Lamai. Change in both demand and supply. I'll share. Can you see the screen, Lamai?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Okay, Lamai. Change in both demand and supply forces at same time. One minute. Right. Okay. Lamai, can you see the board, whiteboard? Yes, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, right. Yeah, for change in both demand and supply forces. First one, Lamai, under that, increase in demand and supply at same time or we can say simultaneously. Okay, the Lamai, at the same time. Here, Lamai, both demand and supply forces. Oh, supply, both demand and supply increase. Lamai, this can take place in 3 ways. First one, Lamai, first scenario is demand increases, supply also increases, but Lamai in different rates. Example, assume Lamai demand increases by 50%, supply also increases, but just imagine Lamai it's by 20%. Okay, both demand and supply increase, but at different rates, Lamai. Right? At different, here you can see Lamai, demand increases faster than supply, Lamai. Both increase, but demand increases at a higher rate than supply increase. Did you get the point, Lamai? Okay. Then how to draw a diagram to show this, Lamai? So that is 50% and 20% are imaginary values, right? This is my own values. Okay, right. How to draw a diagram to show this? First one is Lamai, drawing the original demand and supply diagram. Right, this is the original market condition. Price axis, quantity axis, 0. This is demand curve, supply curve, and this is original equilibrium price and quantity. Right, assume equilibrium price P1, equilibrium quantity is Q1. Now, Lamai, Dipna, tell me, when demand increases, what happens to demand curve, Buddha? Demand curve. When demand increases, demand curve. Tell me, Daru.
Shifts right.
Very good. Shift to the right side. Okay. Then I'll shift my demand curve to the right side by particular distance, Lamai. Okay, D2. Then supply also increases. Kalana, what happens to supply curve now? Kalana, supply also increases. What happens to supply curve?
Shift to right side.
Shift to right side, but 20%. It's mean, Lamai, you need to shift your supply curve to the right side, but at a distance or the less than, the distance which is less than that you have shifted your demand curve to the right side. Okay, the Lamai. So here supply curve also shift to the right side, but that distance is less than this distance. Did you get the point? Supply curve shifts to the right side, but by a small percentage. This percentage should be less than what demand has shifted, Naman. Did you get the point? Right. This is S2. Now, Lamai, where's a new equilibrium? Look at new demand curve and new supply curve, the place where new demand curve and new supply curve intersect, Lamai. This is new demand curve, this is new supply curve. This is your new equilibrium price and quantity, P2, Q2. Uda, remember, this is theoretical part, right? Not application. This is theory. What happens? Okay, right. Kalana, what happens to equilibrium price?
Increases.
Equilibrium quantity.
increases.
also increases. Then we can say general conclusion, Lamai. We can draw a general conclusion, make a general conclusion. If demand increases faster than supply increases, what happens, Lamai? Equilibrium price increases and equilibrium quantity also. Did you get the point? So here the conclusion is, Lamai, PE, equilibrium price increases, equilibrium quantity, QE, also. Okay, the Lamai, right. Draw this one. Second one, Lamai. What is second one? Now you can guess. Dipna, I want you to draw second diagram. Demand increases because our lesson is increasing demand, the topic is increasing demand and supply at same time. Supply also increases, but now Lamai, demand increases like by 20%, supply also increases, but faster than demand. Assume supply increases by 50%. Now Lamai, you need to shift your supply curve more than demand curve, Lamai. Did you get the point? Supply curve shifts by large percentage, Lamai. Okay, so the higher distance than supply curve shifts to the right side. Did you get the point, Lamai? Right. But remember, the first step is to draw the original one. First step is to draw the original one. Price, quantity, 0. Demand curve, supply curve. This is original equilibrium, Lamai. Okay. Now what happens? Demand curve shifts to right side. Yes. This is P1, Q1. Demand curve shifts to the right. Demand curve shift to the right. Yes, like this. D2. Supply curve also shifts, but more than demand curve, Lama. The distance in a greater distance, Lama. Okay. So you need to shift your supply curve by a greater percentage, Lama, like this. Okay, the Lama. Give me 1 minute, something. Here, demand curve shift to the right side, but by a small percentage, like this, small distance. D2. Supply curve shift to the right side by a large distance, Lamai, like this. This is S2. Then you can see, Lamai, new demand curve and supply curve intersect at this point. This is equilibrium price. This is equilibrium quantity. Color, what happens to equilibrium price, Lamai? Equilibrium price
Decreases.
falls, and equilibrium quantity, increases, Lamai. Then as a general conclusion, we can say, Lamai, when demand increases at a greater percentage than supply increases, Lamai, sorry, when supply increases faster than demand increases, we can say, Lamai, equilibrium price decreases and equilibrium quantity, what happens, Lamai? Increases. Okay, the Lamai. Dipna, Sanuli?
Clear, sir.
Okay, third one. Right, I want you to draw third one, okay? Right, draw it yourself, Lamai. Third one, Lamai, demand increases, supply increases, but both demand and supply increase at a same percentage, Lamai, same distance. Okay, the Lamai, right? Assume by 50%. So that is 50% and these values are my values, right? Imaginary values, which I used to explain this concept, Lamai. You get the point? both demand, it's mean lamai, you need to shift your demand curve and supply curve, both curves to the right side by equal distance, same distance lamai. Use your ruler. Then you can see what happens. Okay, the impact on equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Right. Throw it lamai. Then remember lamai, in a one row, there should be 3 diagrams. One row, 3 diagrams. This horizontal way, right? 3 diagrams. Increase in demand and supply at same time, it can happen in 3 ways lamai. Okay, right. Remember, most practical situation is changing both demand and supply at same time lamai. What we discussed last week or last few weeks back, few weeks ago, it's not much practical lamai. Yeah, theory wise it's okay, but normally lamai, in the market both demand and supply forces can change at time lamai. Much practical one, more practical. Okay, the lamai. Draw the third one lamai. Remember, first step is to draw the original market equilibrium, which is determined by demand and supply forces. Then you can make adjustments. Use different colors lamai, okay? One color to show original equilibrium and use a different another color to draw demand and supply change the new demand and supply curves. Okay, the lamai. Sanul, in third one, what happens with that?
Drawing, sir.
Sorry, still drawing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Draw the original one first. Price, quantity, 0. Demand curve, supply curve. Equilibrium P1 and Q1. Okay, the lemma. Now demand increases and supply also increases. Both curves shift to the right side by equal distance lamai. Get the point? Equal distance. Like this lamai. Demand curve shift to the right side, T2. Supply curve also shift to the right side by equal distance. Equal distance mean the distance that you have used. Okay, the lamai. Here, if you use 3 centimeters or 2 centimeters lamai, you have to shift your supply curve to the right side in 3 centimeters. Use your ruler lamai. Okay, the lamai. If you draw it properly lamai, remember this is your new supply curve lamai. Remember lamai, if you draw it properly, right? If you draw it properly, equilibrium price won't change lamai. Equilibrium price won't change. Same equilibrium price lamai. when demand and supply increase at the same percentage lamai, same distance by same distance. Okay, the lamai. Equilibrium price will remain constant lamai. It won't change, but equilibrium quantity prices. Okay, the lamai. Q2. Equilibrium quantity prices. Price remains unchanged. Dipna, are you clear, Daru? Anything?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Alana?
Clear, sir.
Then we last one we can make a conclusion. Equilibrium price PE doesn't change. I use this symbol to show doesn't change lamai. Constant. Remain, or you can say remain constant. But equilibrium quantity increases lamai. Equilibrium quantity. So then look at the board for a while. Look at the board for a while. I'll give you time. First one. Dipna, what happens to equilibrium quantity?
Increase.
Second one, equilibrium quantity.
Increase.
Third one,
Increase.
then remember lamai, when in both demand and supply increase at same time, okay, the lamai, we can say one thing definitely lamai, right? Certainly lamai, remember equilibrium quantity increases. What about equilibrium price color? Here increases, decreases, remains constant lamai. So remember, this is called change in equilibrium price is indeterminate lamai. What does it mean? We cannot say where to shift or where to shift, whether increase or decrease. It depends on what curve shifts more. Did you get the point, lamai? Here equilibrium price increases as demand curve shifts more than supply curve. Here equilibrium price falls because supply curve shifts more. Did you get the point? So here, lamai, we can make a general conclusion. What is the general conclusion, lamai? If demand and supply increase at same time, lamai, we can say equilibrium price is indeterminate. What does it mean, lamai? We cannot say exactly, right, whether to increase or decrease, right? Equilibrium price indeterminate, but equilibrium quantity lamai, equilibrium quantity increases. Equilibrium quantity increases. Do you need more time, Sanuli?
Yes, sir, I need to draw the
Okay,
graph.
yeah, it's okay. Take time. Understand the concept, lamai. I want all of you to understand the concept 100% lamai perfectly. Then you can answer any question, lamai. Oh my god, here spelling wrong, Lama. Indeter. A minute. Lama, shall we move on?
Okay, sir.
Right. Kalana, others?
Okay, sir.
Done, sir.
Right, good. Then Lamai, second category. Very simple, Lamai. Second category is Lamai. What is second one? Increase in demand while supply decreases. Now, demand and supply change, both change opposite direction. One increases, other falls. You get the point? Right. Then again, Lamai, second category has again three diagrams, Lamai. Did you get the point? This increase in demand, sorry, what is second one? Increase in demand while supply decreases. That can happen in three ways, Lamai. Every concept, every category has three diagrams, Lamai. Three scenarios, then 3 into 4, altogether 12 diagrams, Lamai. Did you get the point? 12, and last week we drew 4, then 12 plus 4, totally 16 diagrams there, Lamai. Yeah, I know that this method is taking some time, Lamai, but don't think it is a waste in time, Lamai. Okay, I want you guys to understand this very clear way, Lamai, without the katapada. Okay, Lamai, then you can apply these points, okay, to the paper, especially when questions are asked practically, Lamai. When questions are tested practically, when economics action, okay, Lamai, practical application. Okay, right. uh right, what is second one, Lamai? Increase in demand but supply falls. Look at the board. Increase in demand while supply falls. Right. This can happen three ways. First one, simple, Lamai. Now you know the method. Okay. First one, Lamai. Demand increases, supply decreases. Then supply curve shifts to left side. But different percentages. Here, Lamai, assume demand increases by 50%, Lamai. Supply decreases but less than 50%. Assume it's 20%. Okay, the Lamai. Demand increases faster than supply falls. You get the point? Opposite direction, and also rates are different, Lamai. The second one, Lamai, demand increases, supply decreases. But here supply falls faster than demand increases. Assume supply falls by 50%, demand increases by 20%. Then you need to shift your supply curve to the left side more. Okay, the Lamai. Right. Third one, Lamai, demand increases, supply decreases, opposite direction, change opposite direction, but same percentage. Assume 50%, 50%. Right. Okay, Lamai. I want you to draw these type 3 diagrams, Lamai, and draw it properly. And finally, Lamai, you can make a conclusion. Okay, what happens to equilibrium price? Okay, the Lamai. Go through all 3 diagrams very carefully. Then you can recognize one similar point. Okay, the lamai. Another one is indeterminate lamai. We don't know whether it will be a price or quantity, but one of them should be indeterminate. But one can exactly, one is very sure. We can say whether it increases or decreases. You get the point? Right. This is your time lamai. Do it. First one is the drawing original diagram, right? First step is to draw the original demand and supply diagram. Are you clear, Kalana, Deepna, Sanuli?
Clear, sir.
Okay,
Clear, sir.
right. First one, Lamai, demand curve shifts greater distance, Lamai, like this. Demand curve shift to the right side. Supply curve also shifts, but supply curve shift to the left side, Lamai, okay? Because supply decrease, supply curve shift to the left side, but that distance is smaller than first one, Lamai. I mean, yeah, S2 or something. Okay, the Lamai. Supply curve shift to the left side. Then Lamai, you can see this is new equilibrium price. Equilibrium price increases, Lamai. Price increases, quantity also increases. Then we can say, Lamai, equilibrium price rises and equilibrium quantity also rises. So second diagram, Lamai. Right, Lamai, do we need more time?
No, sir.
Done,
Yes.
sir.
Done. Okay. Then what is the general conclusion, Lamai? Hmm? Lamai, what is the general conclusion for these three diagrams? By looking at these three diagrams, you can say one thing, right? Exactly, you can come to a conclusion. Tanuli, what is that?
Equilibrium price always increases.
Equilibrium price always increases. What about quantity?
It changes.
Huh?
It changes.
Changes mean
It's a determinant.
indeterminate. Okay, we cannot say the direction, right? Okay, it depends on the which curve shifts more. Good. Yeah. Yeah, this is original P1. Dipna, are you okay, Puda?
Yes, sir.
Second diagram, demand curve shifts to the right side, like, like this. Supply curve shift to the left side, more than what demand curve shifts, right? So, supply curve shift to the left side more than demand curve, Lama, like this. S2. Then what happens, Lama? Equilibrium price increases, quantity falls, Lama. You not. Okay, the Lama. Third diagram, third one. Price, quantity, supply curve, demand curve. This is original equilibrium price and quantity. One, one. Now what happens, Lamai? Demand curve shift to the right side. Yes. Supply curve shift to the left side, but same distance. Supply curve shift to the left side. Goes is a curve, Lamai. Yes. Then what happens, Lamai? Equilibrium price increases, quantity doesn't change. Am I correct, Karna?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Then what is the conclusion, Lamai? We can say general conclusion. Demand increases while supply falls. We can say, Lamai, equilibrium price always it increases. Okay, but equilibrium quantity, Lamai, is indeterminate. We cannot say, Lama. It can increase, decrease, or remain constant. Okay, the Lama. Right. Third diagram, third category. Now, what is the third one, Lama? What is third one, Lama? Decrease in demand while supply increases. Right. You can draw it, Lama. There are three diagrams. Right. Decrease in demand. While supply increases. There are three diagrams, Lamai. So let's do it quickly. Yeah? Make it quick. First one, Lamai, demand decreases. Demand decreases, supply increases. Now supply curve shift to right side, demand curve shifts to left side. First one, Lamai, demand curve shifts to left side by 50%. Supply curve shift to the right side by only 20%. Unequal rates, right? Second one, Lamai, demand decreases, supply increases. It's okay, but rates are different. Here demand decreases by 20%, supply increases by more than 20%. Third one, Lamai, demand decreases, supply increases at a same percentage, same distance of 50% and by 50%. Clear, Lamai? First one, original diagram. Price, quantity, 0. Demand curve, supply. Okay, the Lamai. This is original equilibrium P1 and Q1. Now what happens, Lamai? Demand curve shift to left side, Lamai. Demand curve shift to the left side like this. Supply curve shift to right side. But that percentage distance should be less than 50%, Lamai. S2. What happens, Lamai? Kalana? What happens to equilibrium price, Lamai?
False.
False. Equilibrium price falls, quantity also falls, right? Quantity also. Tanali, are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, second one. Dipna?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Supply curve. P1 and Q1. Okay, the Lamai. Now, demand curve shifts to left side, yes. Like this. P2. Supply curve shifts to right side faster at a higher rate than the demand curve, Lamai. Okay. So, here supply curve shift to right side. Get a percentage, Lamai. Like this. Then this is, sorry. Where's the new point, Lamai? New equilibrium? This is not the new equilibrium. Black, new supply curve and new demand curve intersect at this point. P0, Q1. Equilibrium price falls, quantity, price falls and quantity increases. Falls and quantity increases. Third one, Lamai. Price, quantity, 0. Demand curve, supply. Original one, P1, Q1. Now my demand curve shifts to left side. Yes. Demand curve shifts to left side like this. But supply curve shifts to right side, but the same percentage lamai by same distance, right? S2. Here lamai you can see equilibrium price falls while quantity rises. Okay, the lamai. Then we can say one thing. What happens to, what is the general conclusion? Kalana, what happens to equilibrium price lamai?
Decreases.
Yes, equilibrium price decreases. What about equilibrium quantity, Sanuli?
Indeterminate.
Indeterminate. Okay, the lamai. We cannot say what happens. It depends on which curve shifts more. Clear the lamai? It is indeterminate. Okay, the lamai. Right. Lamai, you can draw last one as homework. Huh? Okay. Okay, the lamai.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Then come to page number 24, Lama. This one. There's a summary. Can you see that? Page number, I'm talking about this point. Mm, I'm talking about this page. This one. Summary, Lama. Then we can uh, summarize. Okay. We can make a summary for these 12 diagrams, Lama. Not 12, sorry, 16 diagrams, Lama. Altogether. Okay, the Lamai. We can, this is a summary, right? This table shows the summary. What happens when demand and supply change? Okay, the Lamai. Right. Right. First one, Lamai, change in demand. Change in demand. Complete the table, right? Change in demand. Change in demand. Change in demand consists of two parts, Lamai. What are the two parts? Demand can either increase in demand, or demand decrease in demand. Decrease in demand. Okay, the Lamai. There are two. supply also lamai, change in supply. This side, change in supply. Okay, the lamai. Supply can change in two ways lamai. Okay, what is a press category lamai? Press on lamai. Supply increases. Other one lamai, supply decreases. Supply decreases. You can look at your the graphs that you have already drawn, right? Okay, when completing this table, press category, the press point lamai, the press square. What is that? Increase in demand, increase in supply lamai. Both demand and supply increase. What happens, Kalan? What is the general conclusion? If this happens, we can say one thing. What is that? If both increase, Kalan?
Equilibrium quantity increase.
Yes, equilibrium price indeterminate. Okay, the lamai. Sorry, change in equilibrium price. Change in delta, right? I use change in equilibrium price PE is indeterminate. Change in equilibrium quantity lamai. What happens to equilibrium quantity? It increases. That's a general conclusion. But if both forces decrease, that is the thing that we have not drawn, right? What happens? Write down lamai. Change in equilibrium price indeterminate. Indeterminate. Last one lamai. Change in equilibrium quantity. If E, it falls lamai. Equilibrium quantity always falls. Okay, the lamai. Here lamai. What comes to this square lamai? Decrease in demand and increase in supply. Here lamai. Write down. Change in equilibrium price is mean equilibrium price definitely falls lamai. Equilibrium price falls. Change in equilibrium quantity indeterminate. Here lamai. Write down. Change in equilibrium or equilibrium price increases. Equilibrium price increases. Change in equilibrium quantity. Change in equilibrium quantity is in indeterminate. Okay, Lamai. This is a summary of the lesson. Are you okay, Lamai? Do you need more time to complete this?
Need more time, sir.
Need time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me know once you're done.
Done, sir.
Okay. Anuli?
Done, sir.
Right. Then, Dipna, do you need more time?
Done, sir.
Okay, right. Then let's move to past paper questions, Lamai. S2R knowledge questions, page number 26. Page number 26. Right, let's do it, Lamai. This is the practical application, Lamai. This is a way of asking question in your exam. Puta, let's do this second paper question first. Page number, last page, I think. 29. This is 2011 A-level paper question. It's a good question, Lamai. Can you read the question, Kalan? This one, 2011.
The price of personal computers has continued to fall even in the face of increasing demand. Explain the situation using an appropriate diagram.
Yeah, 5 marks. Good. Lamai, just forget this demand and supply and economics, everything theory points in economics. Tell me, Lamai, just normal way, think of a normal product, right? When demand for a product increases annually, what happens to a product price, Lamai?
Sorry, sir.
Normal, in a normal product, when demand increases, right? When people come and demand more units, what is the impact on price? What happens to price of the product? Will it increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase නේ ළමයි. මොකක් හරි product නිකන් market එකක් ගන්න. මොකක් normal market එක ළමයි supply doesn't change. Just imagine ළමයි. මිනිස්සු මාර විදියට product එක demand කරනවා. හැමෝම ඒක ඉල්ලනවා. Okay ද ළමයි? එතකොට price එකට මොකද වෙන්නේ ළමයි? The price is going to increase. That's very common ළමයි. It's normal theory, right? Has continued to fall even in the pace of increasing demand. Demand for laptops, personal computers is increasing, but price of laptop is falling, Lamai. You get the point? It's something you can see, right? Something there. Why? Normally, when demand increases for a product, Lamai, price needs to increase. But here, though demand for computers increases, Lamai, continuously, Lamai, the price of personal computer laptops keeps reducing, Lamai. You get the point? Can it happen, Alana, Deepna? What is the theory point behind this?
Increase in demand and decrease in supply.
Increase in demand and decrease in supply. Okay, can you draw a diagram, Sanuli? As you said, yeah, it's okay, no doubt. You can draw a diagram. Increase in demand and decrease in supply, right?
Yes, sir.
Then just think of lamai. Demand for a product increases. Assume vegetables. Demand for vegetable increases. Supply decreases. Right? Very, the less or the few number of units available at the market, but more units are being demanded. What happens to price of vegetables, Sanuli, if it happens?
Rises?
Prices නේ ළමයි. දැන් හිතන්න මාකට් එක ළමයි පොඩ්ඩයි තියෙන්නේ මොන හරි. දැන් හිතන්න ළමයි, දැන් vegetables, right? Supply is very low. Supply decreases due to this cyclone or something. Rain or flood or මාකට් එකට මාර ටිකයි එන්නේ. ඒකනේ ඇත්තටම වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ළමයි දැන්. ඕකේද ළමයි? vegetables ටිකම ටිකයි එන්නේ. හැබැයි demand එක increase වෙනවා ළමයි. price එක මොකක් වෙයිද ළමයි? Just think of ළමයි, forget these all economics theories ළමයි. Price needs to increase ළමයි. Did you get the point? Then Sanuli, your argument is wrong. Why? Here it says price of personal computer has continued to fall even though demand rises. Look at the board. Personal computers. Demand for personal computer is rising lamai. Okay, if demand increases for a product, what happens to price kalana? Price of a product increases ne. Habai question එක කියන්නේ මොකද්ද ළමයි? Demand එක increase වෙලාලු. හැබැයි price එක decrease වෙනවලු. Price keeps going down. Can it happen? Is it possible? What is the theory point behind this?
Because supply decrease is higher than the increase in
Supply
demand.
decrease or increase?
Supply decrease in
නෑ
supply decrease is
නෑ දරු. supply එක decrease වුණොත් වෙන්න බෑනේ. නිකන් හිතන්න. demand එක increase වෙනවා. supply එක තව market එකට supply එක එන්නේ ටිකයි ළමයි. එතකොට price එකට මොකක් වෙයිද ළමයි? price එක decrease වෙයිද? නේ? demand curve, supply curve, equilibrium price and quantity. හරිද? Then what Sanuli said was demand. Okay, the question says demand increases, right? When demand increases, what happens to demand curve, Sanuli? Demand curve shifts to right side. Then you said supply falls. When supply falls, what happens to supply curve?
shifts to left.
Left side ne lamai. Me. If supply curve shifts to left side, what happens to equilibrium price? Where's new equilibrium price? This is new equilibrium price. Regardless of distance, regardless of percentage. Okay? Demand increases and supply decreases mean definitely lamai price of the product increase. Did you get the point? Sanuli.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kalana, then this cannot be the answer. Yeah, you are closer. Yes, come to the point. You can. Kalana, what do you think?
Sir, where is excess supply?
Excess supply. No, think about this increasing and there's a change in demand and supply process. Try to explain this scenario using change in demand and supply process based on what we have learned today. Forget excess demand and excess supply. Yeah, it's type of excess supply. Finally, it have excess supply, yes. But how to explain that through this change in demand and supply? Kalana?
Supply increases and demand decreases.
Supply increases than
Demand
demand
decreases.
decreases.
Yeah.
නෑ මේක question එක කියන demand එක increase. In the pace of increase in demand increases.
Sir, is it increase in demand and increase in supply?
Increase in demand and increase in, yeah, much closer. But increase in demand, increase in supply means is a big area, lamai. You need to say the which curve shifts more, or both curve shifts at same distance, or by same percentage, right? You need to say specifically. Increase in demand, decrease in something, it's just a big area, wide area. Did you get the point? Then you have to come to the exact point. How to explain this point? Though demand
Supply increases more than demand.
yes, very good, Lamai. Demand increases, okay? Supply also increases, but supply increases faster than demand. You get the point? How to draw it? Look at the board, Lamai. How to draw it? This is original demand curve, original supply curve. But here you need to draw the diagram. T1, Q1. Now what happens, Lamai? Demand increases. Question clearly says demand rises. Shift demand curve to the right side like this. Okay, the Lamai. If only demand increases, Lamai, price needs to increase. You can see price increases. But question says price of personal computer falls. To fall in prices of computers, right? To fall for decrease prices of personal computers, Lamai. Supply of personal computers needs to increase faster than demand increases, Lamai, like this. Supply curve shifts to right side faster than demand, Lamai. Then what happens? This is your new equilibrium, Lamai. Did you get the point? T naught, Q1. Price falls, quantity increases. Did you get the point? ඒක හරි නේද ළමයි? දැන් ඔය 2000 බලන්න demand for computers, demand for sorry, laptops, demand for mobile phones. Huh? Is it increasing or decreasing, ළමයි? In this century? Normally, ළමයි. Demand for computers and sorry, laptops and mobile phones. Tell me, ළමයි.
Increase.
Increase in ළමයි. Okay, the ළමයි. It continuously keeps rising. Did you get the point, ළමයි? But what happens to prices, ළමයි? Can you remember 2011 or 2010 price of a mobile phone, ළමයි? This was just that call smartphone. What about now, ළමයි? What happened to that price? Price has decreased, ළමයි. Laptop, ළමයි. Oh my God. Forget this economic crisis and all. 2010, 2012, laptop was really expensive. When it comes to 2020, 2022, price decreased, lamai. Did you get the point? Though demand for these laptops and mobile phones increases continuously, lamai, price keeps going down. Why? The reason is, lamai, market supply increases faster than demand increase. Did you get the point? ඩිමාන්ඩ් එකත් ඉන්ක්‍රීස් වෙනවා ළමයි. හැබැයි මාර විදියට මොබයිල් ෆෝන්ස් කම්පැනිස් ඇවිල්ලා මාකට් එකට මාර ලොට් පිටි මාකට් එකට එනවා ළමයි. සප්ලයි එකත් ඉන්ක්‍රීස් වෙනවා. Supply increases more than demand. That's why price falls. Did you get the point, ළමයි? Any doubt? Tanuli?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Others, Dipna?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then this is the relevant diagram. It's a relevant diagram. You need to draw this diagram and explain, Lama. I think 2 or 3 marks are given for this diagram. Draw it properly and explain. You can say, yes, this can happen. How? When demand increases, when supply increases faster than demand, you can say equilibrium price falls and quantity increases. This question hasn't mentioned anything about quantity, so you can talk about equilibrium price. Okay, Dalamai, any doubt? Okay, Dalamai, you can say price of personal computers. Personal computers. Okay, Dalamai. False when supply, market supply, when supply of computers increases faster than demand, faster than, or we can say, Lamai, when supply increases a greater percentage than demand, Lamai, equilibrium price falls. Here the most important part of the answer is the diagram, Lamai, remember.
Done,
Look at,
sir.
yeah, good. Look at the board, Lamai. Some students explain this using this method. Look at the board. Take the change in demand and supply separately, okay? Example, Lamai, look at the board. Yeah, this method also very simple, Lamai. It's very useful for MCQs. Look at the board. Remember, Lamai? Demand increases. හරිද? නිකන් හිතන්න ඉක්කොන්න ඔක්කොම අමතක කරන්න. හරිද? නිකන් හිතන්න if demand increases for a product, what happens to product price? Sanuli. If product is demanded by more consumers, what happens to price?
Decreases.
If consumers demand more, what happens to price?
Price
Price
decreases.
Price increases. Then what is the, when demand increases, what is the impact on price? Price, tell me, Lamai. Price increases. Okay, the Lamai. Then supply also increases. Deepna, tell me, when supply of a product increases, when there are more units come into the market, creating type of excess supply, as you said, what happens to market price?
Decreases.
Huh?
Decreases.
Decreases. Very good. Then, Lamai, when demand increases, price, what happens? Price increases. When supply increases, price decreases. Lamai. Did you get the point? Okay, it means Lamai, when demand and supply both increase, okay, the Lamai. Price increases when demand increases, equilibrium price falls when supply increases. Lamai. Did you get opposite? Lamai. Did you get the point? So here Lamai, when demand supply increases faster than demand, this one won the game. Lamai. Did you get the point? Right? If supply increases at a greater percentage, finally Lamai, this downward impact, negative impact on price wins the game, wins the battle. It means Lamai, the final impact is to reduce the price. Okay, right. Right. Another example, I'm talking about vegetable market. Vegetable market. Assume Christmas season, Lamai. Christmas season. What happens to demand for vegetables during Christmas season?
Increase.
Increases ne lamai. Right. Demand එක increase වුණොත් ළමයි, what happens to price of the product? Price එකට මොකද වෙන්නේ ළමයි? Increase or decrease? What is the impact on price if demand increases for a product ළමයි? Forget supply. If demand increases, what happens to price of the product? Kalana.
Increase.
Increase ne ළමයි. Do you get the point? Now this Christmas season ළමයි, coming, the Christmas season is coming, right? 2 weeks more. Okay, the lamai. Then you know what has happened in the country. Okay, the lamai. The cyclone has caused, supply disruption, and everything has been destroyed. So what happens to supply of vegetables? What has happened? Supply of vegetables. Kalana?
Decreased.
Decrease ne lamai. Nikang hitana lamai. Supply එක decrease වෙනවා. Market එකට පොඩ්ඩයි එන්නේ lamai. What happens to price of the product? What happens to the price of the product lamai?
Increases.
Increase ne lamai. Okay, the lamai. Then if supply decreases, price of the product increases lamai. මේ බලන්න. Demand එකමුයි supply එකමුයි දෙකෙන්ම කරන්නේ price එක increase කරන එක lamai. Then what is the final impact lamai? Then net impact should be increase in price lamai. Definitely vegetable prices will be increasing in the future lamai. Within next 2 weeks. This is the reason lamai. Don't criticize the government lamai. Government is not responsible for this. Remember, this equilibrium price or change in equilibrium price is determined by change in demand and supply forces. Here lamai, it's very easy to say the final impact on price. Why? Change in demand and supply, both change in demand and supply, both change in both demand and supply cause price to increase. Then net impact should be increase in price. Did you get the point? In this story, Lamai, this personal computer story, demand increases. When demand increases, Lamai, equilibrium price increases. On the other hand, supply also increases. When supply increases, Lamai, price goes down. Did you get the point? Here, net impact is minus. Net impact is minus. Price of personal computers reduces because lamai, this the supply, the impact which is created by supply is more than the impact coming from demand lamai. Did you get the point? Here opposite, right? Price increases, decreases. Did you get the point? The final impact, final outcome, final result depends on which curve shifts more or which force increases more. Did you get the point? Tanuli?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay, right. Next one. And there are some MCQs. MCQs. Let's do lamai 2000. This question lamai, page number, example number 3. These all are past papers. Huh? I have not mentioned the year. I think this is this should be 2021. This avocado market lamai. Can you see the screen? I'm sharing. Kalana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Read the question lamai. Suppose the market for avocado faces two simultaneous events lamai. Not only one, two simultaneous events. What are the events? When there is a severe drought affecting supply of avocado. What does it mean, Lamai? There is a severe drought in the country. Then what happens to supply of avocado, Lamai? Tanuli?
Sorry, sir.
If there's a severe drought in the country, what happens to supply of avocado?
Decreases.
Decreases ne lamai. Market eකට ටිකම ටිකයි එන්නේ lamai. You get the point? In the same time, lamai, finding of a research reported that avocado contains medical, right? It should be medical properties which may help avoiding cancer. Uda, does it affect demand or supply? This report, the research story. Kalana?
Demand.
Demand ne lamai. හරිද? දෙයාලා කියනවා මේක කෑවොත් මේක මාර හොඳයි. අර කියන්නේ ළමයි මොනවද මේ? ඔය කියන්නේ දැන් eggs වල තියෙනවා මේ eggs can avoid cancers. Okay ද ළමයි? Okay? So the consuming fish can, reduce heart diseases. Okay ද ළමයි? Then it encourages lamai, right? The consumers are encouraged to buy more. Then here demand also increases lamai. Did you get the point? Demand also demand increases while supply decreases. දැම්මා නිකන් හිතන්න ඉකෝන් මුකුත් එපා. හරිද? avocado එන්නෙත් මාකට් එකට ටිකයි. හැබැයි තියෙන ටික මාර විදිහට ඩිමාන්ඩ් කරනවා ළම. ප්‍රයිස් එක මොකක් වෙයිද ළමයි? බලන්න.
Increase.
Increase නේ ළමයි. එතකොට ආයි graph මුකුත් ඕනේ නැහැ. Equilibrium price definitely it increases ළමයි. Did you get the point? Equilibrium price increases. But there are two answers, no three answers now. What happens to equilibrium quantity ළමයි? Here supply decreases while demand increases ළමයි. Can you go and check your diagram ළමයි? There are three diagrams. Supply decreases, demand increases. Oh, you go to the summary ළමයි. Summary of the summary that we have completed ළමයි. Summary, go to the summary. And Deepna, tell me what happens. Supply decreases while demand increases. What happens, Daru?
Equilibrium price increases and equilibrium quantity indeterminate.
Indeterminate. Then answer is fourth one. Clear? Price එක නම් ළමයි ඕකේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම increase වෙනවා. හැබැයි quantity එක නම් අපිට කියන්න බෑ ළමයි. Okay ද ළමයි? Quantity එක depend වෙන්නේ ළමයි the which curve shifts more. If demand curve shifts more to the right, equilibrium quantity will increase. If supply curve shifts more to the left, equilibrium price will decrease. Sorry, equilibrium quantity will decrease lamai. Did you get the point? if demand and supply both change by same percentage ළමයි, equilibrium quantity won't change. Clear ද ළමයි? අපිට equilibrium quantity එක හරියට ඔයාලා graph එක බලන්න ගිහිල්ලා ළමයි. There are three situations ළමයි. Supply decreases, demand increases. මෙතන third එක නේද? බලන්න ගිහලා ඒකේ graphs තුනක් ඇති ළමයි. ඒ තුනේම ඔයාලට එකක් කියන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද්ද ළමයි? equilibrium price එක increase වෙනවා. quantity එක අපිට හරියටම කියන්න බෑ ළමයි. ඒක increase වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, decrease වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, change වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් ළමයි. You get the point? හිතනවා ඔයාලට clear ඇති කියලා. හරි නේද ළමයි? Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, right. Answer is fourth one. Next one, let's do. This is simple, lamai. First one. Test your knowledge question. First one. If both demand and supply increase simultaneously, then what happens, lamai?
Third one.
Third one. Equilibrium. Both demand and supply increase simultaneously. බලන්න ගිහිල්ලා graph එක ළමයි. Equilibrium price would rise. Sorry. Equilibrium price would rise or fall, but equilibrium quantity will increase. What is the answer, lamai? First one, equilibrium price and quantity will increase. No. The equilibrium price will fall, but equilibrium quantity will increase. Kalana, what is the answer?
Third one, right?
Third one, yeah. Yeah. Equilibrium price could rise or fall, but equilibrium quantity will increase. But remember, this answer is not perfect answer. This is not 100% correct. Why did I say that? Can someone tell me? I can say this answer, yeah. Yes, this is a most appropriate answer here, but this is not 100% perfect, 100% correct. Suddenly, why?
Sorry, sir, what did you ask?
No, third one is the answer. For press question answer is third one. Third one is the most appropriate answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
But I can say third answer is not 100% correct. Why?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because equilibrium price could be same also. It could be
Yes, very
correct.
good. 100% correct, Lama. Equilibrium price will either increase, decrease. There's another part. It can remain constant, Lama. Remember. Did you get the point? Someone can argue, Lama, yes, this answer is not 100% correct. But you need to choose most appropriate answer, Lama. You can increase, decrease විතරක් නෙමෙයි ළමයි. Equilibrium quantity එක definitely always increases. හරිද? හැබැයි equilibrium price එක ළමයි increase වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, decrease වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, change වෙන්නේ නැතුව තියෙනවා. Clear ද ළමයි? But third answer has given the equilibrium price could rise or fall. Okay? Did you get the point? Any doubt?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Then lamai, let's do this question. It's a good question, lamai. Question number 6. Without saying change in demand and supply, you have been given some values, lamai. In a competitive market, this is a bit hard, lamai. In a competitive market for cinnamon, 10 million kilograms was sold. Put that 10 million kilograms mean equilibrium quantity. 900 mean equilibrium price in 2016. In 2017, 10 million kilograms of cinnamon was sold for 800 per kilogram. Kalana, has equilibrium price changed?
Yes.
Yes. Dipna, has equilibrium quantity changed?
No, sir.
No. Anna lamai. ඒ කියන්නේ cinnamon market එකේ ළමයි equilibrium quantity එක change වෙලා නැහැ ළමයි. equilibrium price එක decrease වෙලා. You get the point? Which of the following changes in demand and supply could have caused this outcome?
Fifth one.
Fifth one. Okay. Uta, you can draw it. Okay. To practice, you can draw it. You can draw and see the result. Okay, the lamai. Draw and see the result. Look at the board, lamai. Here, equilibrium price, equilibrium quantity, 2016 and 2017. Equilibrium price lamai 2016 equilibrium price is 900 per kilogram. Equilibrium quantity 10 million. Equilibrium quantity same 10 million. Equilibrium price in 2017 how much? 800 per kilo. What happens, Lamai? Equilibrium price has decreased. Equilibrium price has decreased. Equilibrium quantity no change. Equilibrium price no change. Okay, the Lamai. If I draw a diagram for answer, last answer, fifth answer, as Dipna said, demand curve, supply curve, price, quantity, equilibrium price and quantity, right? Assume equilibrium price is how much? 2016, 900 rupees, quantity 10 million. Haridha lamai. Dipna, fifth answer says decrease in demand, right? Decrease in demand. Decrease in demand. Decrease in demand mean demand curve shifts to left side. මේම නේද ළමයි? දැන් බලන්න දීප්නා. Where's new equilibrium? This is new equilibrium price and quantity. Equilibrium price falls, it's okay. Yeah, we can agree here equilibrium price has fallen. Puta, what happens to if fifth answer is the answer? If fifth answer is correct, yeah, equilibrium price falls. Dipna, what happens to equilibrium quantity? Dipna, what happens to equilibrium quantity lamai?
Decreases.
Decreases ne lamai. මේ equilibrium quantity එක decrease වෙන්න බෑ. නේද ළමයි ඔයාලට? Right, price okay. දැන් fifth එක answer එක නම් ළමයි equilibrium quantity එකක් decrease වෙන්න ඕන නෙමෙයි. If demand decreases while supply remain constant, equilibrium quantity also falls. But look at question ළමයි. See the question. Equilibrium quantity won't change. It hasn't changed. So fifth one cannot be the answer. Did you get the point, Kalana?
Yes, sir.
What is the answer, Sanuli?
So fourth one.
Fourth one. දැන් මේකේ price එක decrease වෙන්න ඕනි ළමයි. Okay. Price එක decrease. දැන් ඕකේ third එක ළමයි sorry. කලන කිව්වේ ෆෝර්ත් එකනේ ළමයි. හරි. අපි නිකන් ඇඳලා බලමු graph එක. ළමයි මේක ටිකක් අමාරුයි. මම කියන එක තේරෙනවද? මේකෙන් අර හොඳ question එක හදන්න පුළුවන් තැනක් මෙතන. හරිද? පොඩ්ඩක් අර questions කරලම තමයි මේක පොඩ්ඩක් practice කරන්න ඕන. අර මේකට shortcuts නෑ. ඕකේද ළමයි? බලමු අපි ෆෝර්ත් එක ඇඳලා. නෑ කමක් නෑ ළමයි. වැරදුනාට වැඩි හිතන්න එපා. ඔයාලට වරදින්න වෙනවා ඉගෙන ගන්න ළමයි. නැත්නම් ඔය වැඩේ කරන්න බෑ. හරි. ඔන්න දැන් කලන එක මම අඳින්න යන්නේ. separate diagram එකක් ෆෝර්ත් එකට අපි අඳිමු. ඕකේද ළමයි? ෆෝර්ත් එක අඳිමු අපි. right. මෙන්න ඔරිජිනල් එක. price quantity 0. Demand curve, supply curve. This is the original one. P and Q. Now what happens, Kalana? Draw changes lamai. Separate, draw separate diagram to show changes. Press fourth answer says demand increase. Demand increase means demand curve shifts to right side lamai. When demand curve shifts to right side. Kalana, what happens to supply?
Supply curve shifts left.
left එක ළමයි මේ supply curve එක left වලට shift වුණොත් කාලන price එක decrease වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද මේ? This is new equilibrium price. Equilibrium price increases ළමයි. But here equilibrium price decreases. Did you get the point? Fourth one also wrong. Sanuli, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fourth එක ගන්න බෑ answer එකට ළමයි. Clear? නැත්තම් මෙහෙම ගන්නත් පුළුවන් කාලන මේ. දැන් fourth answer එක කියන ළමයි demand එක increase වෙනවා කියලා නෙමෙයි. ප්‍රඩක්් එක ඩිමාන්ඩ එක ඉන්ක්‍රීස් වනා කියෙන ප්‍රයිසේ කොමත් ඉන්ක්‍රී බලන්න දෙයක් අනි පැත්තර කියෙන සප්ලයික ඩික්‍රීසනවා කියලම ප්‍රඩක්් එක සප්ලයි ඩික්‍රීසන කියෙන කොහොමත් ප්‍රයිස එක ඉන්ක්‍රීසනවා බලන්න දෙයන්න තොට මේක නෙට් ඉම්පෙක්් එක කොහොමත් ප්‍රයිස එක ඉන්ක්‍රීසන ඉක්‍රීසන්න බෑ ග්‍රාෆයක් අඳි නැතුවක් ගන්නත් පුළුව ලියද කරන්න
So you are,
Clear, sir.
yes දරු
sir, so you are explaining the third answer, right?
third we'll see third okay.
Sir, I'm asking, were you explaining the third one?
Third one, sir. Okay, right. You want me to explain third one?
No, sir, I asked, did you just explain the third one?
No, fourth one.
Okay, sir.
This is
I
fourth.
think answer, okay, I think answer is third one.
Third one, okay, we'll see. Fifth one wrong, fourth one wrong. What is the answer, Lamai?
It's third one, sir.
Third one. Answer is third one, Lamai. Demand decrease, supply increase. Demand decrease, supply increase. Yes. Answer is third one, Lamai. Oh, ඒක හරි නේද ළමයි. ඇයි ඒ? third එකේ බලන්න. Answer third one. Demand decrease. ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ළමයි demand එක decrease වෙනවා කියන්නේ ළමයි කොහොමත් price එක decrease වෙනවා ළමයි. ඒකයි බලන්න දෙයක්. يعني කවුරුත් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ගන්න නැත්නම් ළමයි කොහොමත් price එක decrease වෙනවා. price එක decrease වෙනවා. අනිත් එක මොකද්ද? supply එක increase වෙනවා ළමයි. ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක supply එක increase වෙනවා කියන්නේ ගොඩක් එනවා කියන්නේ market එකට ළමයි. price එක මොකද වෙන්නේ ළමයි? What happens to price?
Decreases.
price එක decrease වෙනවා. එතකොට ළමයි මේ බලන්න demand එකමුයි supply එකමුයි දෙකෙන්ම කරන්නේ price එක decrease කරන එක. ඒ කියන්නේ කොහොමත් net impact එක මේකේ price එක decrease වෙනවා. හරිනේ වැඩේ නේද ළමයි? price එක decrease වෙනවා. හරිද? හැබැයි මෙහෙමයි. මේකේ quantity එක remains constant. හරිනේ ළමයි මේක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ අර මතක තුනක් තියෙනවනේ ළමයි. quantity එක ඉක්ලිබියම් quantity එක increase වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් decrease වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් constant තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. හරිද? හරි. එතකොට මෙතන possibility එකක් තියෙනවා මේක එන්න. මෙතන price එක කොහොමද decrease වෙනවා. ඒක clear නේ ළමයි. price එක කොහොමද decrease වෙනවා. quantity එක අර remains constant වෙන්න පොඩි possibility එකක් තියෙනවා ළමයි. ඒකයි third එක answer එක වෙන්නේ. තේරෙනවද? බලන්න හරිද කියලා. බලන්න.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's do example number මේකත් කරන්න ළමයි 6th එක හරි නේද 5th එක කරන්න homework මේකත් හොඳ ක්වේ මේකත් past papers ළමයි I think 2021 or 2 මෙන්න මේක කරලා දෙන්න මට ළමයි 4th එක do it yourself අර නිකම්ම ළමයි ආන්සර් එක කියන්න එපා ඔයා බලන්න අර ටිකක් graph එකක් එහෙම ඇදලා එතකොට අර හරි clear එතකොට අර ඔයාව හොඳට practice කරනකොට අර ඔයාට මාර confidence එකක් clearද ඉගෙනවා කියන්න ඇයි මේ ආන්සර් එක හරිද මම මේ කියන එකත් එක්ක අර මම රෝඩ් මේ graph එක ඇන්දලම ඒ වගේ ඇඳලා බලන්න එතකොට ඔයාලට තේරෙනවා මේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කියලා ඇත්තටම. Fourth one. Suppose the market for X is currently in equilibrium. Market is in equilibrium. Market is in equilibrium. It means demand and supply are equal. Which of the following events would not cause, be careful, would not cause decrease in both equilibrium price and quantity of good X. Both are decrease in both equilibrium price and quantity. Sanuli, what is the answer for question number 4? Kalan?
Still doing, sir.
Ipna?
Still doing so.
Lamai, how was the paper last day? I haven't checked your answers yet. How was that? Kalana?
It was not easy. Also, it was not that hard also.
Not that hard. Manageable.
Yeah.
Okay. Deepna?
Little bit hard, sir.
Hard topic. That is the level, Lamai. Okay. Do you need more time, Lamai?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dipna, what is the answer to that?
Fifth one.
Fifth one. Okay. Alana?
I also think it's the fifth one,
Okay.
sir.
Fifth one. Okay. Yeah, answer is fifth one. Very good. I'll explain why other answers are not correct, right? I'll take a few minutes and explain it. Look at the board because it will help you to understand the theory point. Trust market is in equilibrium. Okay, the lamai. Press answer and increase in the price of good Y, which is a complement of good X. X and Y are complements, Lama. What is mean by complements, Kalana? Complementary goods. Kalana, complements.
Goods which like pair along with each other.
Yeah. Bundle, right? We have to, if you buy X, you have to buy Y also, right? Yeah. Complement, the price of good Y increase. If price of good Y increase, Lamai, demand for good Y or quantity demand of good Y decreases. Then people are demanding less of good Y. Then X demand for X also because X and Y are complements. Okay, the Lamai. When demand for Y falls, people buy less of X as well because both are couple. Okay, the Lamai. Combined goods, Lamai. You get the point? Example, petrol and vehicle. Okay, and gas cooker and gas cylinders, Lamai. Right. Anyway, here the equilibrium, this equilibrium is for product X, not Y. Then here demand decreases. My demand decreases means demand curve shifts to left side. Okay, the lamai. Then equilibrium, price falls, quantity also falls. Okay, the lamai. So first one cannot be the answer because they ask the event would not cause decrease in both equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity of good X. Second one, a decrease in price of good Y, which is substitute for good X. Now it says X and Y are substitutes, Lama. X and Y are substitutes. Original one, this is the original. Price, quantity, demand curve, supply curve, price, quantity. Now it says this is equilibrium for product X. Now it says X and Y are substitutes, Lama. What does it mean, Lama? People can use good Y instead of good X. Okay, the Lama. Now price of good price of good Y falls. If price of good Y falls, Lamai, if price of good Y falls, quantity demand of good Y increase, Lamai. When these are substitutes, Lamai, then more people will buy good X, then demand for good Y will decrease. Mean demand curve of good X shifts to the left. shift to the left side. Okay, the lamai. Again, you can see equilibrium price and quantity both decrease. Okay, the lamai. Next one, be careful, lamai. A increase in consumer income and good X is a normal good. Good X is a normal good. P Q. Good X is a normal good. Increase in income. Increase in income. If it is a normal good, lamai, when income increases, people try to buy more of that good. If it is a normal good, when income increases, lamai, when income increases, demand increases. Sorry, demand increases, increases. When it normal good mean when income increases, demand also increases. So its third answer says product X is a normal good and income increases. When income increases, lamai, if it is a normal good, people try to buy more of this good. It means demand curve shift. Demand increases, causing demand curve to shift. Increase in demand, no, sorry, increase in, no, decrease in, decrease in consumer. Sorry. When consumer income falls, lamai, demand also falls. It means demand curve shifts to again left side. Okay, the lamai. Fourth one says an increase in consumer income and good X is an inferior. If it is X is an inferior good, when income increases, lamai, demand falls. Again, same diagram, lamai. Okay, the lamai. Fourth එක කියන්නේ මේක inferior product එකක්. හැබැයි income එක increase වෙනවා ළමයි. හරිද? When income increases, consumers try to reduce the demand for inferior product. It means demand curve shifts to left side, causing both price and quantity to fall, lamai. Did you get the point? Yeah, last one is the answer. Fifth one, an increase in number of buyers in the market for good X. If it happens, lamai, demand curve shifts to supply curve, demand curve. If it happens, increase in number of buyers. It means, lamai, demand curve shifts to right side, causing equilibrium price and quantity to rise. Both rise, but question asks the reason affecting both equilibrium price and quantity to fall. Okay, the lamai. So answer is fifth one. Any doubt, lamai? Kalana, Dipna?
No doubt, sir.
Right. Let's do last question, lamai. Calculation. Question number this one, lamai. Hurry up. The table below shows the daily market supply and demand for green leaves in a small town. Price per kilogram, quantity demanded, and quantity supplied. Uh, Suppose supply of green leaves falls by 60 kg at all prices due to increase in transport cost. What is the new equilibrium price of green leaves? Can you tell me, Lamai, how much the new equilibrium price? Sorry, not new, original one. Before this changes. Dipna, how much the equilibrium price of the 1 unit of green leaves before supply falls? Dipna, are you there?
Yes, sir.
But I'm asking, can you tell me the original equilibrium price for green leaves in this market? Alana?
45.
45, simple, Pudak. Dipna. Equilibrium price mean at equilibrium price both demand and supply equal. Look at 45 rupees, Lamai. Demand 280 units are being demanded, kilos, and supply also 280. So equilibrium price before these changes is 45. Is it okay, Dipna?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now what happens? Due to increase in transport cost, Lamai, suppliers reduce the supply by 60 units at all prices. 60 units, 60 by 60 kilos at all prices. It means, Lamai, now supply changes. Actually, supply decreases. Now at price 60, Lamai, supply is not 310. You have to deduct 60 units. I'll use my whiteboard, Lamai. Price. Puta, no need to draw demand and supply curves, huh? Useless. Will take like 30 minutes, Lamai. No need to draw, huh? You can just find the answer. QD and QS. Price 60, 55, 50, 45, and 40. Demand doesn't change, Lamai. 220, 240, 260, 280, 300. Now what happens, Deepna? Because of increase in transport cost, price in transport cost, quantity supply falls, Lamai, by 60 units at every price. It's mean, Lamai, now 360 minus, sorry, 310, original supply is 310. It means before change in transport cost, Lamai, suppliers are willing to supply 310 kilos at price 60. But now they are willing to supply not 310, 310 minus 60, Dipna. How many units, Dipna? Now, quantity supply would be 250 units at price 60. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Now, at price 55, original supply is 300. Now, they are not willing to supply 300. Lamai. Okay, Lamai. The suppliers will say, okay, market, I won't be able to supply 300 units at price 55. Now, I'll supply only 240 units. Clear, Lamai. Likewise, you have to reduce supply by 60 units at every price. Here, 290, right? Yeah, 290 minus 60 mean 230. Here, Lamai. 280 minus 60 mean 220. Here lamai 270 minus 16, 200. Now lamai, at which price demand and supply being equal? Kalana, Dipna? This is new supply.
55.
55. Yes, at 55 lamai, very good. You can see demands 240, supply also 240. It's mean lamai, new equilibrium price should be 55. It's mean lamai, equilibrium price has increased. Put draw this diagram. Kalana, can you draw this? I mean, no need to draw the diagram. If you draw, like, if you show these changes in a sketch diagram, demand and supply diagram, how it would be? How to show this, Lamai? This is demand, price, quantity, 0. Demand curve, supply curve. This is equilibrium, original equilibrium price. Kalana, how much original equilibrium price?
45.
45. Equilibrium quantity, original one, 200,
80.
280. Yes, very good. Now what happens, Lamai? Now suppliers reduce the supply by 60 units. Remember, Lamai, when supply reduces, what happens to supply curve, Dipna? Supply reduces by 60 units at every price. This means Lamai, supply curve shifts to left side.
Left.
Yes, very good. Supply curve shifts to left side like this. If you want, draw this one, Lamai. Okay. Then you can see new equilibrium price. Equilibrium price should be 55 and quantity should be 240. Equilibrium price increases, quantity falls. Okay, the Lamai. What is the reason, Lamai? Why supply curve has shifted to the left side? Reason is, Lamai, supply has decreased. Supply is decreased by rise in transport cost. Remember, Lamai, can you remember? One of main factors affecting supply is cost of production, Lamai. Cost of inputs. When cost of inputs increase or transport or something, anything, cost increases, Lamai, suppliers reduce the supply, Lamai, causing supply curve shift to the left side. When supply curve shift to the left side, or when supply decreases in the market, less number of units come into the market, Lamai, price of or equilibrium price of good, okay, under consideration that we are talking about, increases, Lamai. Did you get the point? Okay. Here the reason to shift supply curve to the left side is rise in transport cost. Rise in transport cost. Transport. Can you remember C, Lamai? Is a one of factors affecting supply. Any doubt, Lamai?
No doubts.
No doubt. Okay. This is the end of equilibrium. Okay, Lamai. In unit number 2, I have to complete only elasticity, Lamai. Any doubt, Lamai?
No, sir.
Putha, how many chapters have been covered in your school now? Elasticity? Have they started?
Now school only demand, sir.
Demand. Equilibrium? Not yet.
No, sir.
No. Kalan?
Yeah, said they also started demand.
Then the government had to shut down, close the schools, right?
Yeah, sir.
Then you were given vacations, and again, the schools couldn't start the normal functioning, right? Yeah. Lamai, sometimes, right? It's not sure. Sunday class, It's not sure because of power cut, I think. Okay, the lamai. That Guru University Institute has informed all teachers that there will be a power cut from in 8 to 5 or 5:30. I don't know. If it happens, if it's so, I have to postpone the class, lamai. Okay, and lamai, have you taken printouts of Newtute elasticity? No, right? Not yet, I think.
No, sir.
No, Kalana?
I took a printout, sir.
Printout is okay. Puta, if you want, and I can send the hard copy to your home to courier. What do you think? Actually, if you have hard copy lamai with that cover page, okay, the lamai, that's a very, the book cover page lamai, then you keep it for long, 2 years actually. What do you think? Sorry?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then please send me your address lamai, my personal WhatsApp now. Dipna, can you?
Sir, is it okay to get printouts?
Yeah, it's up to you. No, but the problem is, I thought like, can you get this cover page and all? Because if you take it normal paper, it won't be able to keep it for 2 years, right? Am I correct? Can you? That's okay. It's up to you. No any issue. Yeah, yeah. Then if you want, you can take printouts. Yeah. Then Lamai, that's enough today. If you don't have any question, we can wind up the session. Today, my intention was to complete the session, complete the elasticity tute. Now it's over, Lamai. Okay. Don't allow your memory to go away. Okay, the Lamai, this elasticity part, not elasticity, sorry, demand and supply. Now, can you see that there's a very nice flow, Lamai? Demand, supply. Okay. At the beginning, we discussed demand and supply separately. Okay, then demand and supply got married. Okay, the Lamai, we went to a wedding even, right? Together. Then Lamai, yeah, then now equilibrium is over, it's done. Next one is Lamai, elasticity. Actually, Lamai, normally, right, elasticity lesson should be done before the equilibrium lesson, but normally I do elasticity after the equilibrium lesson. Okay. Right, okay, Lamai, that's enough today. I'll let you know future plan. If something, I mean, if you have Christmas, Dipna, right? From 23rd, last week, enough, right? For Christmas celebration?
Okay, sir.
Okay, Nether, right. Okay, Lamai, right. Okay, if situation is normal, situation is normal. I mean, something does not happen like cyclone or tsunami or whatever. If situation is usual, normal, we can follow the timetable given, Lamai. No issue. Okay. So yeah, then take printouts of elasticity tute, Lamai. Then see you next day, Lamai. Okay. I'll let you know about Sunday class, Lamai. Okay. Right. That's enough today, Lamai. See you on next day. Thank you for coming. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Right.
It's a good night.